So we have a little gift for you that can barely scratch the surface of our gratitude for you, but we offer it to you in humility. This was developed by Kevin McFadden, the COO of the Virginia Foundation for the Humanities. He created the artwork and designed the piece personally, and it was printed at the Virginia Arts of the Book Center Press. It's a hand-printed letterpress print of one of your favorite segments of poetry by W.H. Auden. And it's a little small, so I'll read it. And it reads, shall I read it? Okay, would you like to know what it says? Yeah. Okay. From the collection Another Time by W.H. Auden, published in 1940, a favorite passage of poetry for Robert C. Vaughn III, excerpted and presented on the occasion of the retirement after 43 years as president of the Virginia Foundation for the Humanities. The text is excerpted from Auden's In Memory of W.B. Yeats. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Rob, as you know, the poem begins with the words, quote, "You were silly like us. Your gift survived it all." How appropriate for tonight. Your gift is your legacy at VFH, and it will survive us all. Congratulations and thank you. I'd like to invite you to say a few words now.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for being here. I am grateful to every person in this room for what we have done over the last 45, 46, 47, maybe 33. It's actually 43. 43 years. And I think as I see people here, that everybody in this room has had something to do with what I've been doing, and my success has depended on every one of you. The biggest dependence has been through this staff. And Andrew and Matthew both mentioned that the staff here has been really critical to our success and to mine, because we have had people who have done wonderful projects. They have taken on things and they come with ideas and they make them work, and they're still making them work. And I think Matthew is going to be responsible for that, making them work along the way. So he's taken on big work, and he's going to do it very well, as I think everybody just saw from the speeches here along the way. The board of this organization has been absolutely the best possible board, as somebody has already said here a couple of times, imaginable. I don't know of a group of people like this that has ever done as much concrete work directed with relationships to people outside of the organization and outside of Virginia, even to other parts of the state and other parts of the world. And that board and this staff are unique. I say that with absolute clarity. It is a unique group and has been for more than 40 years now. And I think it will continue to be, especially if everybody in this room continues to join us and to work with us and to share their contribution. I'm grateful for the new provost, as John was here today. It's been 2 years, and I've enjoyed the 2 years. I'm most grateful for Andrew Webb, who's been in the provost's office for how many years? 25, 30, something like that? A long time. But she's a young kid. And has been my go-to person for all kinds of things related to the university during all of this period of time. I'm grateful to our president, who could not be here today, but who wanted to do this project, wanted to get all of you here with us together. She, as you have said, has other claims on her time, as I think any university president has, and she's been extraordinary at it. One of her people on the staff here has really put this thing together for us. And I want to credit her, and if she's in the room, I wish you would even raise your hand. I can't see you from here, but it's Stacy Smith, and she has done this on our behalf, and we're grateful for it. hope you heard that, Stacey. And then from our own staff, Linda Myers, who is here somewhere as well. The rest of the staff has contributed as well. But Linda took this thing on, and all of those invitations and all of the process to get everybody here that Linda's doing. She's been an extraordinary employee since she came with us, what, about 15 years ago now? About? Pretty good. They're grateful for that as well. I'm glad that Bro has joined us here today with the NEH. He's been, well, I would be quick to say he's been the best chairman of the NEH that I have known in 43 years. So, thanks. You know, I want to say something about somebody who is deceased, but who was central to my life and also to this organization. I was a graduate student trying to complete a doctorate in American literature. My dissertation was on W.H. Auden, therefore. Lots of people knew that, and I'm still pleased to have done it. But Edgar Shannon, out of the blue one day in January of '74, right at the beginning, I had come back from 5 interviews with Modern Language Association about positions that I might be able to be interested in and might take. And I've been back only about 5 days. It was pouring down rain, it was cold, it was January in Charlottesville. You've been here. And I got a call from Edgar. He wanted to know whether I would come over and talk with him about the humanities, that he had something in mind. He didn't really know what it was, and he wanted some advice from somebody else. The chairman of the English department at the time, Jack Levinson, had recommended me. I didn't know any of this about it, and I came in and we talked. And he said, if you're interested, go home, think about it, come back tomorrow. And I came back tomorrow, and I agreed to work with him for 5 months. 5 months. And we spent 5 months driving around 11 sites in Virginia. And Edgar went with me on all of these, with one exception, which he had some other obligation. And I was impressed that he would do that much, quite directly. And that, I think, was the kind of president that he always was to this institution. And I frequently hear people say he was the best that we ever had. But Edgar and I really hit it off phenomenally well. We created a board. We raised $200,000. We submitted a proposal to the NEH for our original funding, which has remained a mainstay of some of our funding along the way. It's now a relatively smaller portion because the funding has grown dramatically from other sources along the way. And Edgar was so much like my own father that I sort of couldn't believe it. They were very, very much alike. And they were my 2 mentors that had the greatest influence on my life along the way. At one point, Ellen, do you want to say this on my behalf? Because I really can't get it out. This is my wife, Ellen. She's been around not for 43 years, but for 49 years.
Yes. Okay. Edgar Shannon died. Rob and I drove straight to their home. And Eleanor wasn't in the room originally, the girls were. And we knew them all and cared about them all.
There were 5 girls.
Yeah. Young Eleanor, Bess, Lois, Virginia, and Susan. Actually, Susan and Virginia. Anyway, Eleanor walked into the room. Her beloved husband had just died. And she walked in and she said, Rob, you were his son and he loved you. And I can tell you, Rob loved Edgar, and they had a beautiful friendship.
I'm grateful that my family is here, spread out around the place along the way. The youngest grandson right here, who lives here in town, the only grandson in town. There are 2 other grandsons around here somewhere. Oh, they're in. My sister, Susan's over here, and her husband.
He's over there.
Marshall is his name, wherever he is. My brother, Hugh, wife Carolyn. I don't know that, you don't have children here today, do you? No, I don't think so. But I'm really grateful that everybody came from far and wide here along the way. Certainly the people who spoke today are very important in my life. They have influenced everything that I've done for many, many years along the way, and they get credit. And there are so many board members, been former, current, future board members in this room, and I thank them, even though I'm leaving them. I'm grateful to all of this group. I'm not going to continue because I think I was supposed to be about 5 minutes along the way.
As long as you want.
It really has been a treat. And thank you all for coming and joining me today, for joining us. Stick with us. I'm going to walk out of a door here at some point along the way. And I'm waiting for Matthew and for Kevin. I can't list off the 40 people that are on this list. Can we take the rest of the others?
This is spontaneous, but we have to have, for he's a jolly good fella, and I we have to have that. And I really, really want, you know, the board members who are here, would you put up your hands and applaud? I just want to see all the board members. All of those who've been connected through projects.
Yeah.
And then the fabulous staff from way back to the present, all the staff members, put your hands up. All right, we're all here. We're all here to celebrate this man who has done so much. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
Thank you, everyone. Please continue to enjoy each other's company in the party house. Good evening.